Hey, what's up? It's Alex.
What's going on, guys? Andrew.
Today we're gonna
be going over
some. Today we're gonna be going over clutch selections.
One of the common issues we see when people purchase clutch kits is they usually end up with a way more aggressive clutch than needed. Example, you get a Civic, Honda Civic with intake and exhaust. You immediately think they need a stage 2 or a 6-puck. What you got to understand is the more aggressive the clutch, the less life expectancy you can get out of it. So it's always good to get something that's well balanced with what you need and not something that's going to be too aggressive and a pain to drive.
Exactly. So we have the situation a lot of times. Somebody calls in, one of their friends recommends them to have a 6-puck or something way more than whatever horsepower that it is that they're making. They install it, they run it for a week, and it's just a daily driver. Let's say they install the 6-puck, and then 3-4 weeks later they call us back and say, hey, your clutch is garbage, your clutch doesn't work, and we pretty much just say,
that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
That's kind of the whole point of getting the right clutch. If you wouldn't have got an overly aggressive clutch kit, you still would have been driving around right now.
Exactly. So now what we're going to do, we're going to explain our stages. Stage 1, stage 2, 250, stage 3, 350, and our stage 4, 6-puck, and our full face ceramic. So let's get into the stage 1.
All right.
Now, quick disclaimer. These clutches right here, the ones that we're going to show you, they're not no specific clutches for a specific car that we're talking about, Civics or anything.
It's a general idea of all the materials we have.
Exactly.
FX100, it's going to be an organic disc with a steel backing, pretty similar to OEM, but now these have a steel lining equipped with our heavy-duty pressure plates. So not only is this better than OEM, it'll definitely hold more power and more abuse, while still remaining pretty street-friendly. These clutches usually recommend for when you have full bolt-ons and a tune. You don't need anything more than this unless you're out there drag racing the car, drifting the car, pretty much beating up on it.
So now just to recap on this. So let's say I'm having fun in my car, I'm driving it pretty hard on the street, but it's pretty much bone stock. Is this something I ought to go for? Or?
Yeah, it all depends. Every car is going to be a different situation. For example, if you have just a Civic, stock, but you like to have fun with the car, FX100 would be more than enough. But if, say, you're in a rear-wheel drive car, it's stock, and you like to beat the heck out of it, go drifting, then you can go with something like our 6-puck that we'll get into at the end of this.
Exactly. Now, a lot of people like to compare, they ask why we don't have torque specs, things like that. Now, a FX100 for a Honda Civic and an FX100 for a Porsche is going to be two completely different things.
Different. Exactly. So rather than us throwing out some numbers for you to go by, we'd rather have you give us a call, get a little more information about the type of driver you are, type of car you have, and the type of driving you do. Exactly. That's all way more important to us than just throwing a number at you.
Exactly. We could throw any clutch at you, we could throw random numbers at you, but it's all going to depend on your driving at the end of the day. If you drive like a grandma, we're not going to recommend a 6-puck. If you drive hard, we're not going to recommend an FX100. Exactly. So the FX200, that's the Kevlar.
That's going to be our full face Kevlar. So this is pretty much, I like to call these a comfort clutch. Nice smooth engagement with a good amount of life expectancy out of them. These are pretty good for road racing, endurance racing because of the nice life expectancy out of these. But I would not recommend this if you're going to be out there drag racing your car.
Okay. Now the difference between Kevlar and organic?
Just pretty much the material. The Kevlar is a lot softer. So it's a lot, and especially during the break-in, it's a lot more critical to not overheat this. So pretty much, just take it easy on this clutch kit throughout the break-in, and then you should definitely see the most life out of it.
Okay. Going into the FX250,
which is going to be this. It's actually one of my personal favorites. You see on one side you got our organic material with the steel backing on it, and on the other side we have our fiber tough pads from our FX350. So this is kind of a best of both worlds clutch. You get nice smooth engagement, but you also get the other side that's going to support your aggressive driving.
FX300.
This is going to be another one of our Kevlar discs, but as you can see, this one has a segmented pattern. So it's definitely a bit more aggressive than going with the FX200, while you still get the same characteristics of a smooth engagement and and a good amount of life expectancy out of that one.
This is still good for a street driving car.
This is good for a street driving car. It's good for high powered cars that just get from point A to point B. That's, you know, again, road course it's pretty good for all that, but don't go drag racing with these.
Okay.
This is going to be our FX 350. It's pretty similar to our 250, but now you have the Fiber Tough pads on both sides. So I mean, this is a pretty good clutch kit for, you know, a good amount of racing, you know, road racing, roll racing. It's an all-around good clutch kit. Nice smooth engagement on this one as well.
FX 400. This is gonna be the full face ceramic.
Yes. No, for our FX 400s, we have two options. Whether it's gonna be our full face 8-puck style disc, or we can set you up with a 6-puck. As far as holding power, I mean, they're both pretty similar in holding power. It's just this is definitely going to be the more streetable disc to go with. So, you know, a lot of people want a ceramic, but they hate the harsh engagement of a 6-puck disc. So, I mean, this is for all you out there. Now we go with the 6-puck version. So, I mean, this is perfect for, you know, if you're out there drifting your car. You know, my 240 guys out there, they can be clutch kicking, you know, throughout the track. You need something that's going to be able to put up with the heat and clutch kicks. This is definitely the clutch to go with. Also our Civic guys, if you're out there at the strip, whether you're not making good power or not, if you're throwing radials on your car or slicks, this is what you need. This is just going to hold out to all that heat and performance. You know, you'd rather have something that's going to hold than something that's not going to hold. So this is going to be our FX 500 disc, very same characteristics as our FX 400, but as you can notice, this is a solid disc. There's not a sprung system in this anymore. So, although it will handle more abuse, now you're just putting more abuse onto your trans, which is eventually going to lead to broken trans parts, axles. It's going to wear out through everything pretty quickly.
Now, alright, so let's say I have pretty much a daily driver, right? And I install this in my car, right? And my girlfriend wants to drive the car. What happens when she gets in there?
Well, she's probably going to stall.
She's going to stall?
Yeah,
And
I mean, engagement on this is pretty harsh. So I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty aggressive. As soon as you lay off the clutch, this thing wants to grab and go. You know, it's exactly what it's meant for. It's not meant to drive through the city on a romantic night. It's meant to handle some abuse at the drift track.
Exactly.
Or drag, either or.
Now, what's the biggest differences between, because I know people are going to ask, between these two?
Well, this one obviously you can see has a sprung carrier, so this one will have, you know, much smoother engagement. It absorbs more of the shock load to the trans. As to this, the shock load goes straight to your trans with this one. It has no dampen system. You got to see this as like the shocks on a car. You know, you got nice coilovers right here, and then you got cut springs right here. Very similar.
So, if you guys have any questions, any recommendations of anything that you want to see or that you guys want to know about the clutches that you bought or future clutches that you're going to get, just comment down below, ask us a question, DM us, you know, whatever it takes, email us, call us. We will answer every single question that you guys have to the best of our ability to make sure that you get the best clutch kit for your driving style.
Exactly.
Every clutch is different. No driving style is the same. Andrew drives different than me. You know, he's maybe more aggressive than I am on his car. So he's gonna get a whole complete different setup than I will.
Exactly.
So please call us. Make sure you get all your questions answered, and we'll get it going.
Just remember, the only stupid question is the one you never ask. You don't want to be that guy that has a stock Civic driving around with this, and you should be rolling around with an organic disc.
Exactly.
As long as it holds more abuse, it's not always a good thing, because now you're just risking your trans. It's just, fuck, it just fits now.
Flip, weak grip.
Bad part about this is now you're just
Go for it.